So this is my bike review and test on the Pendleton Somerby electric bike from Halfords. I borrowed it off a friend and I'm going to do about a 10-mile journey. The first couple of miles through town I'm not going to use the assist, and I'm going to see what it's like to ride just as a bike, so if your battery went flat what it would be like to ride. So I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so that was 2.2 miles, all without the electric on, and to be fair, it just feels like a reasonably heavy bike. It's certainly perfectly rideable like it. The 8-speed gives you a good range, so it's definitely doable. Unfortunately, these gears need a bit of adjusting because they're a bit skippy, but obviously once they're adjusted they'll be fine. The only thing I've got to so far is that when I get off the bike I tend to swing my leg back over, and there's a long battery, so I catch it with my foot, but obviously it's meant to be a step through, and so that's how I'm supposed to ride it. Okay, so I've now got it on the highest pedal assist, and with my legs I'm hardly doing anything at all, and it's really good. It's you don't notice it so much in the lower settings, but in the high setting you're hardly putting any pressure on with your feet, and it's really propelling you along, and it really feels good. The wind's rushing through what little hair I've got left, and yeah, I'm impressed. Okay, so I've stopped under the bridge here just to show it in its element. It's a bit noisy here, but I'll carry on. So it's about 5 hours for full charge, if I haven't said that already, and you can go for about 30 to 40 miles I think it was, but obviously it depends how you use it. As I was using it just now in the highest mode, obviously the battery's not going to last as long, but it's good fun because it feels like, well, it really feels like an electric bike, which it is. So if I haven't said, this is that's the Bideford Bridge, and this is the Tarka Trail from Bideford to Barnstaple. I thought it'd be a good place to try it out because it's a reasonable distance. Mostly flat. I want to try this on some hills, although because the gears are a bit skippy at the moment, they need to be adjusted really before I do a bit of a hill climb to see what it's like. And in the distance you can see Instow and Barnstaple somewhere there a bit further on. Oh no, you can't see it, it's around the corner. This little sensor, see that little red bit there? It's really cleverly worked out how it certainly doesn't run away with you, and let's just get my focus. If you start pedaling off, say for instance if you stop at a road and you've got to go across the road, when you pedal it doesn't kick in until you've done a few rotations, until you're definitely moving at a reasonable speed. I've also noticed that if you try and give it a bit too much power, it cuts out, because it gets to 15.5 miles an hour and it cuts out. And I was overtaking a bike, actually another electric bike, just now, and I just turned off the power, put it in 8th gear and put my foot down and went past really easily, because it keeps them at around about 15.5 miles an hour, which is, it's just a good speed. You know, it still feels like you've got a sensation of speed, but if you lay off pedalling, put it in the highest gear, lay off pedalling a little bit, that's when it feels the best. That's when you feel that the assist is really working. Okay, so what's also nice is going over grass and a little bit of rough terrain. It just assists you more, so it feels a lot easier when you're going over that. I really am impressed with how it doesn't ever feel like it's running away with you. It certainly always feels relaxed. The minute you stop pedalling, it stops. It doesn't power you at all. So the pedal assist is really, really cleverly worked out. It's a really gentle ride, and everybody will get on with it. I can't see anybody struggling with this. So there's quite a strong headwind now, which I would definitely have been feeling if I wasn't on an electric bike. But it's just, as long as your legs are turning, it doesn't matter that there's no pressure on them. The bike is just driving you along. Okay, so I don't know how far I am now. I'm probably just over halfway back, and not fatigued at all. I think it was about 20 degrees when we were in the car, and I don't feel hot. There's a bit of a breeze. There's a bit of a wind coming towards me, which would ordinarily be a bit more fatiguing, but it's not at all on this. It's really easy. I am a convert. I really do like the electric bike. And there's definitely times when it would suit me if I want to go a bit further, if I wasn't feeling like a cycle but I needed to get somewhere. It's certainly a lot more enjoyable than a car. And you are doing exercise, you know, your legs are going round. I mean, certainly for people who want to get back into fitness, because you can turn it on and off at will, you could just try off, you know, a bit longer without the electric assistance, and just see how you get on. But I've got it on max at the moment just because you can, and the battery's got plenty of life in it. And it's funny how you notice it when you start to turn off the power, because the bike starts to feel really heavy again, whereas at the start of my journey the bike didn't feel heavy, because I was using the gears like you would normally use a geared bike. Anyway, the cyclist coming, so I'm going to stop talking. See you later. So this is Flemington Quay, which is a rather nice bit, so I'll do a bit of filming here. It certainly makes me think of trying out a conversion and see how they go. I saw that Switch that I keep seeing on Facebook, although it's rather costly. I think these bikes go for down as low as £600 with the whole kit and a lithium battery, which is good. I think they're £750 at the moment. But yeah, it's I'd kind of like to have one electric bike in my collection. I've got loads of bikes, but I'd also like to maybe try and convert something. And I think it's doable with maybe my single speed mountain bike, just because that's got kind of a middling gear, and I've left this in the highest gear really in most cases. Haven't tried it up a hill, and obviously the gears need to be sorted out before I do too much. I found what I've started to do is when I overtake some people, you can see there's some people, oh, you probably can't see them because I've left them in my dust. So I've just noticed that when I overtake people, I turn off the power, because if you're going to overtake someone, you want to get past them reasonably quick. So what I tend to do is turn off the power, pedal, because I'm going to go more than 15 miles an hour when I overtake them, and then when I've got past them a little bit, then I turn it back on again, and that's how it works for me. Anyway, let's show you some more sights, because we're coming into Barnstable now. I've just realised I've been filming this in 4K, so my Mac won't handle 4K, so I'm going to have to edit this on my phone, which wasn't my plan, but it still does a reasonable job. So the plan was to try this because my wife wants to come out cycling with me, and she was worried she wouldn't be able to keep up with me. She likes to run, but she doesn't really do a lot of cycling, and she's worried that I'm going to be too fast. I'm not like fast, but I'm going to struggle to keep up with her now, and she's probably going to want to go further and further, and I'll probably be going, no, we'll go back now, it's getting late. Some cows getting up to no good. Okay, so there's a really really steep hill in Barnstaple called College Hill, and it is proper steep, and I just thought I'd try it in first gear, one-handed, and see what it's like, how well it propels you up there. Okay, so this is a steep hill. I'm sat down, I'm giving it a little bit of pressure, there's a car coming. Let's give it a bit more pressure and see what it... Yeah, it's so easy. And I would normally definitely be up, standing up, pedaling. I'm in full power. I'm not going to go all the way to the top of the hill because I could get home and it started to rain. But yeah, to be fair, I'm putting very little pressure on my legs, and it's still going up the hill. I wonder what happens if I... Oh, I wasn't even in first gear. Right, so now I'm in first gear. Pedal a bit faster. Oh, it's like pedaling on the flat. That is so good. Anyway, I'm going back down the hill now, so I hope the brakes are good.